This clip is sponsored by American Mobile. If you're a nurse interested in traveling, visit americanmobile.com to get started. What is one thing about your job that makes you stay? Let's see. For me, I've said this before. I think I made a switch to go from acute care to ICU last year. And it's more stimulating for me. It was a good move for me. And so that's still serving me, in that way. Cause I feel like it's just a better environment. I think I was trying to think critically on 4 or 5 people and it was exhausting. And so moving to a unit where you focus on 1 or 2 people and everybody else is thinking very critically around you as well. It was more fulfilling for me. Callie wrote, the one thing about my job that makes me stay is the people I get to work with. Nurses are incredible. The diversity of backgrounds and life experience is really something that's not typically found within a profession. Non-healthcare people always say nurses are all the same, but I think nothing could be further from the truth. That's well said. I don't think that we're all the same at all. I think nursing is a melting pot of different ages and, backgrounds and life experiences. And that's one of the things that I love most about my job too. I love the diversity. I don't think other professions have enough of that, and it shows. Matt wrote, as a nurse, the schedule, more than anything, makes him stay. Can't beat 3 days a week. As an ICU nurse, the autonomy, the level of knowledge you gain into the medicine. In the ICU, the culture and people, the support from management and the interdisciplinary team, the respect from doctors, the challenging and motivating environment of working with so many nurses who are always striving to better themselves and working towards future professional goals. Absolutely. I think being motivated by your peers to and hold accountability to do a good job, and everybody around you has the same kind of motivation. That can be overwhelming, but it's one of the reasons why I left the job, my first job, and the same reason why I came back is that I missed that kind of challenge and motivation from my peers. And, I missed being around a group of people that's always striving to better themselves and, working on their own personal goals. So absolutely, that's a good work environment. Jordan had an exceptional response. She wrote, I've worked my entire nursing career on the unit I started at, and knowing that I'm transitioning to a nurse practitioner, it's making me realize how lucky I was to land on this unit, ICU at Presbyterian St. Luke's. I started as a new grad, and it was nothing but love once I arrived at that unit. There was no eat the young mentality. And I felt nothing but support the entire time, and still to this day, 6 years later, it truly felt like I was welcomed into a family, and that is the mentality an ICU needs to weather the craziness that ensues every day. It's the team environment in my unit that has kept me coming to work every day. I definitely felt burnout during the last 2 years. Granted, I was in school during the craziness of COVID, and it was something I didn't like. I had always been a nurse because caring for people was my calling and passion, but I started losing that sometime in the past year and a half. It was our team that kept each other going because we all got to the point where we felt this and would walk into a room saying, "What are we doing anymore? We're just flipping bodies over, prone and back." Their family is barely calling anymore. They had been there for weeks in our hospital on a ventilator, and we were just watching people die in front of us every day. Death is inevitable in the ICU, but the past 2 years were different. I truly don't know what I would have done on any other unit without the support of my team. I've never even thought of going somewhere else because of this family environment. I honestly have felt that if I was ever to go anywhere else, I would not have the same work environment I started with as a new grad, and I feel so incredibly lucky to be a part of this team environment, and that is the only atmosphere in nursing I've been a part of. A lot of my best friends are coworkers, and a good amount of them are actually not fellow bedside nurses like me. You'll see me going out weekly to dinner or lunch with the social worker of my unit, as well as our lead respiratory therapist. This is what keeps me going and what drives me to continue to work on this unit. The team environment is what my unit personifies, and I'm so incredibly blessed to have been part of this team for the past 6 years because it's gotten me through more than just a pandemic or crazy shifts on the unit. It's gotten me through life events and has seen me grow throughout the years as not only a nurse, but as an individual and human trying to weather this world. Wow, Jordan, thank you so much for that response and for sharing your little gem of a unit. I mean, I think that it's something that we're all kind of searching for, is that feeling of family. I mean, not so much family, but just, like connectedness and support, I guess, like having such a supportive unit that carries you, throughout the worst times in our careers. So I'm so happy that you have that. And I'm sure that you are a reflection of what that unit, does to its healthcare workers. So thank you so much.